Tech to assist those with low vision. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from eSight by Gentex is Director of Sales Roland Mattern. Hi, Roland.
Hi, how are you?
Terrific. Well, let's start out with some background, Roland. What eSight is and the story behind it.
Sure. So eSight is a wearable assistive technology for individuals with central vision loss. And the origin of the product is a great story. The inventor of the technology, his name was Conrad Lewis, and he was an electrical engineer in Ottawa, Canada. And both his sisters had Stargardt's disease, which is a juvenile form of macular degeneration. So he wanted to help his sisters see again. They had lost their central vision by their early 20s and were legally blind. So he decided to go tinker in the basement to see if he could find out a tool that could help his sisters see again. And the current iteration of that tinkering is eSight Go.
Really a wonderful story here. So, step us through the product that's on the market and the user experience.
Sure. So eSight Go is the most current iteration, which we started shipping in late July of this year. It's the fifth generation product from the original inception of eSight. And the way it works is it has a camera that captures a central image that the person can no longer receive. It runs that image through a software algorithm to optimize the image for retinal stimulation. And the user has the option of manipulating that image with magnification, contrast, brightness, color filters, etc., much like a CCTV can do for a tabletop book. And then we project those images onto two OLED monitors, one in front of each eye, and we blast that central image across the entire retinal surface. And whatever retinal photoreceptors are still viable, whether that's in the macula, in the parafovea, or even in the periphery, it gets enough information to the brain to interpret the central image. And the way our users describe it is, when they don't have the device on and they'll look at somebody's face, they would see just the top of the head, maybe the chin, but everything on the facial features would be blurred. When they put the device on, they already start to recognize, oh, there's some eyebrows there, there's a mouth there, but there may be still a blur in the center of the face. And as they manipulate those settings, magnification or contrast, whatever they may require to optimize the image, that blind spot sort of shrinks away so they have full perception of the person's face. So we have data published that shows a 7-line increase in distance visual acuity on a Snellen chart, 12 letters of contrast, significant improvement in facial recognition, and the ability to complete tasks of daily living. So it really is a very impactful device on the day-to-day of its users.
My name is Gary Foster. I have macular degeneration and I have no central vision. My acuity is actually 20/400. I see that there's people near me, but I can't see their features. When you're having a conversation with someone, you get instant feedback by the expression on their face. I don't get that. And I started to withdraw a little bit. And my family noticed it more than I think I did. And there was this fellow standing there with a long line of people wanting to look through this device. He was so busy that he would just hold it up for people to look through it. My wife said, well, what do you see? And I looked at her, I said, I see your face. And I looked around the room, I said, I could see everybody's face. And she started to cry, and he just went, next. And it was like, and that was my first look at eSight and my first look at the world. I mean, it starts with being able to read your own mail and to watch television. I used to love to read books. I can read books again. I mean, that's easy. But then I started doing things that I used to do. Like, I have a complete wood shop, and I started experimenting, not always with great success, working with my tools. But I got to the point where I now work with everything in my shop. It truly did give me my independence back. It gave me what I took for granted before.
This is fantastic. Like, this is something that everybody needs to have that can't see. For us, it was just life-changing, not just for him, for me as well.
What are the conditions typically that these can help with?
Yeah, so the real secret is to have central vision loss, but your peripheral vision is intact. So diabetic retinopathy is one of the leading causes of this, age-related macular degeneration, Stargardt's disease, but there are 20 different retinal pathologies that rob you of your central vision. But AMD and diabetic retinopathy are probably the two largest groups of customers that we would be able to help.
So the wearer would make adjustments on the fly, or is it a setting that once you've set it for your type of vision loss that it's going to compensate appropriately, or is it kind of on the fly?
So it's on the fly. So all the controls are on the right temporal arm, but also has a remote control depending what your preferences are. There's also a companion app that has a remote control in it if that's your preference. Most of our users prefer the tactile nature of the remote or the buttons on the actual device. But imagine you're, reading a book and then you decide to look up and look at the television. So there's different distances you have to accommodate for. So you might change your magnification or you might change your contrast settings depending on the environment that you're switching into. So the learning curve is really about what settings work best for, a live sporting event versus watching television versus reading a book versus, tending to my garden. But the device is very user friendly in the sense that you're only adjusting a few settings on the fly to optimize the image for whatever you're trying to accomplish.
Really interesting. And it sounds like there's some really sophisticated imaging and processing technology going on here. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, in essence, you have a high definition camera capturing the image. You have proprietary software algorithms managing that digital signal. And then we have two HD 4K capable OLED screens inside the headset that projects the image.
Interesting. So it works with an app as well, but can work with a remote control. Tell me about the
Absolutely.
battery life, getting through the day with this.
Yeah, the battery is actually a great design feature of the eSight Go. Previous iterations had the battery sort of integrated into the device, whereas with eSight Go, we've taken the battery out of the headset, which of course reduces the weight dramatically. And imagine a horseshoe-shaped battery that you wear around your neck. So it's very comfortable, weighs about 170 grams, and gives the user around 4 hours of battery life on average use. So depending on how much brightness you're using or how much you're zooming in and out, it'll vary the amount of battery life up or down. But you're getting about 4 hours of battery life out of the lithium-ion batteries.
And can you bring along a spare battery if you need to, that kind of thing?
Absolutely. We actually sell extra batteries. If somebody is a power user and they wish to have a couple batteries on hand, you can certainly buy a second battery. The device also comes with a 6-foot cable that you can plug right into the wall. So if you are watching television or a movie or sedentary reading a book, working on your computer, you can plug right into a wall outlet and then have continuous power without using the battery.
And of course, you really want to get these into the hands, onto the faces of people who would need them. Tell us
Absolutely.
how pricing works and have insurance companies been cooperative, et cetera.
Yeah. So insurance, we're still working on. That's a project for us that we're currently active in. But Veteran Affairs does cover eSight Go 100% for veterans who benefit from the technology. So we've had quite a number of veterans take advantage of eSight Go and previous generation product.
And tell us about what people should know about pricing.
Oh, pricing, of course. So the MSRP on the device is 4,950 US dollars in the US. In Canada, we're $6,600 Canadian dollars. We do have financing available on our website for US based customers as well.
And as you mentioned, you're working to try to get more coverage from insurance companies, maybe Medicare,
Absolutely.
et cetera.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're pursuing a couple of avenues towards getting more coverage with insurance companies, but it's still early down that path. But hopefully, we'll get some more help from insurance companies in the coming months and years.
Well, let's hope so. So
Indeed.
where can people go for more information?
So you can certainly go to our website, which is esighteyewear.com. We're just in the process of updating our website as well. So give us a couple of weeks and there'll be plenty of more information on there. We're also gathering user stories to get more and more firsthand experience onto the website so people can hear from users themselves. In the meantime, there's a few reviews on YouTube as well.
Terrific. Again, the site is
Eyewear.
esighteyewear.com. Roland Mattern, thank you so much for spending time with us.
My pleasure. Have a wonderful day.